where NATO seeks to use Ukraine as a beachhead to dismantle the Russia's industrial and energy apparatus, as well as its nuclear deterrent capabilities. In a context where Russia is a key piece in the consolidation of the pluripolar world that is born from the South-South cooperation of nations in frank growth, such as the BRICS Group, the Arab League, or the African Community. This new conflict generated a human drama that affected more than 10 million people who are forcibly displaced, segregated, isolated, and bombed, all for respecting and embracing their Russian roots. A reality suffered by European peoples during the expansion of German Nazism between 1834 and 1845, ideology that flourished and is sustained by the extreme right, now in Ukraine driven by the militarist interests of the United States and NATO. Thus we conclude today's program. We now invite you to stay tuned to your multimedia TeleSUR, visit the social networks of Between Borders, while we already have a new appointment on this same screen next week. Until then.
Un canto por la América Unida. Mira, que lo escuchan ahí arriba. ¡Vamos! Somos la tierra, somos la arcilla, la esperanza que brota y germina. 500 años nos han pisoteado, aquí seguimos, de aquí no nos vamos. América, 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 lindísimo continente se levanta, un unido que no calla. América, América, lindísimo continente se levanta, un unido que no calla. Pueblo latino, vamos pa'lante, tumbando fronteras, somos gigantes, nadie se rinde, vamos para arriba, esa tierra es tuya y también es mía. Pueblo mestizo, guerrero y solidario, aquí nadie es extraño, aquí somos hermanos. Todos los países digan presente, Venezuela y Cuba presente, Nicaragua, Honduras presente, el Caribe entero. América, 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 se levanta, pueblo unido que no calla, no se detiene. América, 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 se levanta, pueblo unido que no calla.
Soy Tupacatari, soy hueca impuro, 5 siglos resistiendo el atropello y el abuso. El avia ya la reflorece junto al alba, sigue un solo continente porque rayos nos separa. Con Sucre y Bolívar seguimos pa'lante, pa' encima latino, no hay visa que nos pare.
Desde la Patagonia hasta el Río Bravo, los latinos levantamos la mano. América, América, lindísimo continente se levanta, pueblo unido que no calla. América, lindísimo continente se levanta, pueblo unido que no calla. México y Bolivia, presente. Puerto Rico libre, presente. Todo el continente, presente. Latino.
There are events that shock the world. Every piece of news becomes a story, and we bring those stories to your screen because the voices of the people are the protagonists. From the South, get connected and stay informed through a multi-platform, only on TeleSUR.
Every year, thousands of people leave their homeland to reach new horizons. A reality of those people who struggle for their freedom. Know the diverse causes of those who live between borders. Thursdays, only on TeleSUR.
El mundo se mueve constantemente y todos los días se generan nuevos sucesos. Se mueve la geopolítica mundial. Nos preguntamos qué hay detrás de cada acontecimiento, cuáles son las consecuencias y cómo nos afectan. Ante estas preguntas, buscaremos poner el punto en la I.
sacar en la vida.
What's his name?
Deep gazes filled with struggles and stories. Struggles that transcend generation. Know the deepest realities through its protagonists on TeleSUR Documentaries. Sunday. Only on TeleSUR.
La hiperconectividad cambia a un ritmo vertiginoso. Las plataformas sociales y ecosistemas digitales ganan terreno en nuestras vidas. La realidad y el mundo virtual convergen para llegar a orbitar por el impresionante universo de la ciencia, la tecnología y la innovación. Acompáñanos todos los jueves en esta experiencia inmersiva con las tendencias más actuales del mundo digital y tecnocientífico. Sigue atento a nuestra bitácora del saber y sé parte de Atomun todos los jueves, solo por TeleSUR.
Hola, soy Aisa García. Tú y yo tenemos una cita cada semana para conocer tradiciones, costumbres, valores, sonidos y ritmos, símbolos y el gran abanico de las expresiones culturales que nos forman, que tienen origen en el alma de los pueblos y nos dan identidad. Esto y más te contamos en Vidas, cada viernes, solo por TeleSUR.
El mundo se mueve constantemente y todos los días se generan nuevos sucesos. Se mueve la geopolítica mundial. Nos preguntamos qué hay detrás de cada acontecimiento, cuáles son las consecuencias y cómo nos afectan. Ante estas preguntas, buscaremos poner el punto en la I.
I am Osvaldo Salles. I'm from the Itagua Park Ecological and Sports Complex in the city of Caracas, Venezuela. I welcome you once again to your Green Destination Space, a program dedicated to get to know the most beautiful natural and modern paradises on planet Earth. After introducing the Greater Antilles to you in the last edition, we invite you to explore part of the most iconic places in the Lesser Antille Islands for the next half an hour. From the most representative historical places to their emblematic paradisiacal beaches. On every continent, the blood in our hearts moves us to a destiny of our Great Mother, the Earth, that extends its arms across oceans, mountains, plains, and glaciers, all full of life, giving moving moments. Nature, in all its splendor, calls us to care for and protect this wonderful heritage. We remind you that the program's social networks are available to you so that you can interact with us and send us your comments and suggestions. We are us at Destino V Telesur in X, at Destino Verde _Telesur on Instagram, Destino Verde Telesur on YouTube, and you can write to us at the email destinoverde@telesurtv.net. We will immediately show you the most important news of the week. This is the Patococha Lagoon in the community of Yachaputsan, at more than 4,000 meters of height in the Andía mountain range, in the center of the country, where indigenous families are guardians of these moors and of water sources. Now, they are calmly watching the return of the rains after several months of drought.
It gives us joy as caretakers of Pachamama in the moorland that it rains and we have a water supply for the cities. No type of animals are allowed here. It is already forested with native plants such as polylepis.
In addition to the care of this ecosystem, 58 leaders are responsible for the Community Tourist Center, where each member performs different tasks. Here they offer a series of activities for tourists, a close experience with these conservation areas. For us as water guardians, we are always here in the moorland that gives us water. It also gives us fresh air. And it also gives us this wind, so that we can transform as people of this nature. Visitors can go into the grasslands to see lagoons, large canyons, and the robustness of the Andean mountain range. And if the weather is favorable, the south face of one of the most imposing snow-capped mountains in the country, El Chimborazo, can be seen.
We are within the Chimborazo Wildlife Production Reserve, and that makes the space much more important for its protection. Here the companions have defined a system of trails that have low impact, as well as allocating the activities they carry out for conservation.
Nearby is Ambato, considered the country's garden city for its many natural, cultural, and historical attractions. For example, this museum houses the writings and belongings of Juan León Mera, an Ecuadorian poet, creator of the lyrics of the national anthem. The Atocha La Lidia Historical Botanical Garden, which houses in its 14 hectares and 2 museums, one of them is the Martínez Holguín Museum, where the writer of the novel La Costa Luisa Martínez lived, and also the Juan León Mena Museum, the author of the lyrics of our national anthem. Knowing about chocolate production in this city is also part of traditional gastronomic tourism. What we make here is a whipped chocolate, and the shape of the chocolate bar is traditional.
Behind this space, there are many companies and family enterprises. 80% of all these enterprises are female hands, and 27% of these female hands are heads of households.
The population and local governments are eyeing on the communities around the city and promoting traditional activities. In this way, promoting inclusive and sustainable tourism. Henry Pillajo, TeleSUR Ecuador.
As part of a strategic movement to increase tourist reservations in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as well as other islands in the Lesser Antilles, more than 500 travel advisors from the region's tourism industry came to this territory this year to review recent investments in tourism. The travel advisors visited various areas and places throughout the country, highlighting features such as the island beauty, the warmth and hospitality of the Vincentian people, emphasizing particularly how safe and welcoming they felt when visiting the island. In this sense, the Vincentian Minister of Tourism, Carlos James, remembered that as soon as the island recovered from the COVID-19 pandemic, it was hit by a volcanic eruption, immediately followed by a tropical storm. But despite this reality, the tourism strategy prevailed.
We will continue the green destination, but first, we invite you to travel around the curious GIS map. Pay attention to which place in the 6 continents of the world this interactive geographic information system will take you today.
The islands of Antigua and Barbuda St. Lucia, Dominica, Grenada, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines, as well as Trinidad and Tobago, together with other small islands. They make up the Lesser Antilles. Geographically, they are located 14 degrees north of the equator and 61 degrees west of the zero meridian. These islands are near the outer edge of the Caribbean plate, and many of them were formed as a result of the process of sinking a lithospheric plate under the edge of another plate. They are distinguished by having low-lying lands with literal leaves, soils composed of limestone and sandy and of volcanic origin. In addition, they all have slightly mountainous areas. The Lesser Antilles have a total area